Hi guys, well it's been an amazing weekend up in the mountains of Castilla-La Mancha, riding around some routes from Ride Magazine. We've had a fantastic 3 days. This is the final day. As you can see, we're in thick mist at the moment. We left the hotel at 8 degrees, which is unusually cool for this time of year in Spain, but we are at high altitude. We're heading up the mountain pass, which is going to take us right to the top of the mountain, out of the valley below, and we should head out into beautiful blue sunshine, and the temperature should rise quickly to about 30 degrees centigrade today. Yeah, so a bit of a time for reflection about the weekend and why we have the bikes we have and why we ride the bikes we ride, and what bikes are fit for the purpose we want them for and why we choose certain types of bikes. There's a wide category of bikes. There's sports bikes, adventure tourers, scramblers, off-road bikes, a mixture of everything in between. And we use them to commute, we use them for pleasure, we use them for trips to coffee shops, and we all have our different purposes for riding our bikes. But I suppose really for me, I don't know about you guys, I've pretty much got the mix of bikes that I want, and I suppose I've been searching a long time to try and get a mix of bikes that I can enjoy and do certain things. Certainly this weekend has been fantastic to get out and have an adventure up in the mountains and really enjoy this type of bike that I'm on, the adventure bike. So you could leave in the comments below the reasons you've got your bike and why you have your bike. I know a lot of you guys on this channel follow me because I've had various Royal Enfield bikes in the past, and I've just recently bought the Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650 Twin, and that's a bike I'm really enjoying. But again, a totally different thing to this. It's quite capable of touring. I mean, you could get out and get a couple of saddlebags and do journeys and touring it, no problem. But 47 brake horsepower, 2 up on the 650 air-cooled, oil-cooled Super Meteor, for me, wouldn't be an ideal way to go. Bearing in mind that the V-Strom I'm riding at the moment is a 650 water-cooled, and it puts out probably near enough twice the horsepower of the Super Meteor, so it packs enough grunt and enough riding capability to do this type of riding, mountain riding. So yeah, in the past, I suppose when I got into biking early on, it was for a mode of transport. First of all at 16, then on 17 onto a big bike, which you could do that in the UK back then. By a big bike I mean a 250cc, most of them were two-stroke bikes, but you could stick an L plate on it and pretty much do what you wanted before the restrictions came in. And as we get older, we pass our bike test, and our car test I should say, and we move on to driving around in a box. Now the strange thing is, I could have done this journey, we could have had this weekend journey and gone up to the Spa and Rio Par and drove around the mountains and visited different places. But someone once said to me that the difference between a bike and a car is a bike is totally open. You experience the environment around you, the sounds, the smells, the feeling of being almost like on a steel horse, if you like. And a popular saying is that if you're in a car, it's like watching TV. You're watching that front screen, you're watching the screens either side of you. But if you're on a bike, it's like being on TV. You're immersed into the environment around you. So as we progress later in life, some people have ridden bikes all their lives and they never really stopped riding them, even though I have a car. But I had a few years off in between. I had a car and various cars, had a family, and had a few years off, and then decided I wanted to get back into motorcycling, and I've been doing that ever since. So I had a small gap in the middle, but most of my adult life from 16 onwards I've had motorcycles of some sort, one or another. Yeah, so the Meteor, Super Meteor, why did I get the Super Meteor? Well, where I live up in the mountains, I've always wanted a bike that I could do a bit of an adventure on, an off-road bike that I could take up the mountain trails, and something that would handle the pretty atrocious roads around where I live. So I've gone through various things, proper dual sport bikes, and eventually got the Royal Enfield Himalayan. And when I bought the Himalayan, although it was a small capacity bike, it ticked a lot of boxes, and it was a great little bike for commuting, a great little bike for going around these mountain trails where I live. and basically what I wanted. But then my wife, after a long illness, decided that she wanted to go pillion, and she really started to enjoy it. After coming out with me for many years on the back of a bike, but not really liking the experience, she went from that to really enjoying going out on the bike. So the Himalayan, although it was capable, 2 up on a 27 horsepower single cylinder, just wasn't cutting it. So we bought the V-Strom, and with the V-Strom we got out more adventures, and we got out on the bike a lot more, and we started to munch the kilometers and get out and about a lot more than we were doing before. So the opportunity came around really for the Himalayan to go in Part X with the money that I got from the VL Intruder, and get something similar to the cruising style of the VL Intruder, but on a smaller scale, and something I could get out fairly quickly and use a lot more than I was using the VL. So that's the story of how I ended up with the Super Meteor. I was a big fan already of Royal Enfield bikes, and the Super Meteor has filled a real, well, not a gap, but it's made the experience that I've got with the 2 bikes complete. I've now got a bike that I can fettle around with, and I can polish, and I can play around with, and I've got a bike that I can go out on adventures on, and basically get out with Leslie, my wife, and we can enjoy the superb countryside around us. So all in all, it's given me a real new lease on both bikes that are being used to their full potential, and it's really made a big difference. So I intend to get a lot more videos out on the Super Meteor. I intend to have a few more rides on a few Royal Enfields as they come out. And if you guys could, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe on this channel, and I'll get more videos out to you in the very near future. And leave comments below. Let me know your riding experiences, and where you've come from, where you're going, what you ride and why you ride it, and why you ride at all. I suppose we ride because it's in our blood, and we ride for the freedom and the expression and the camaraderie that we get from it. Anyway guys, take care, thanks for watching this video, ride safe and peace out.